Hey rainbows, welcome back to my channel. I'm Max and today I'm going to be sitting down and doing my everyday makeup tutorial. Now what I mean by that is this is what I do on a day-to-day basis. It is quite natural, quite glowy, and it is something that I have found is perfect for oily, acne-prone skin. And it does not clog my skin up, it stays nice and dewy all day, and it is something that I have grown to love, this routine, over the last few months, and it's become a staple. So if you would like to see how I created this nice, natural, glowy look, then stay tuned and keep on watching. Okay guys, so today I'm going to be doing my natural / everyday makeup tutorial. Now I think I did one of these on my channel pretty much when I started, but I've changed literally every product I use since then. So I thought that it would be fun to do another one of these videos to show you guys what I do on a day-to-day basis. This is pretty much the makeup that I wear every single day, so it's not going to be as crazy as my extravagant looks or anything like that. But yeah, I use a few products that I've really grown to love, so I thought now that I've kind of, you know, set a base and do this every single day, then I would show you guys, you know, what I do. And also, if anybody suffers with blemishes and oily skin, then this tutorial could be for you, because these products work for me. I have oily, acne prone skin, and these products I feel have helped clear up my skin over the last couple of months that I've been using them. I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals foundation. Now I have not used this on my channel before, but I got it about a month ago due to my sister's recommendation, and honestly it's incredible. I don't know why I've waited so long. I actually kind of stopped wearing makeup on a daily basis because I just found that my skin was getting worse. But since wearing this, you know, I do have a few breakouts pretty much constantly or every now and then. But that is just my skin type. I've suffered with my skin my entire life, and this foundation definitely does not make it worse for me personally. Obviously everybody's skin's different. Now with this foundation I usually go and conceal first, but before any of that I'm going to go ahead and prime. The primer that I've been absolutely loving is this MAC Prep and Prime Skin Based Visage. This is incredible. I love it so much, especially if you have oily skin. It's going to do wonders because it keeps you, you know, nice and matte throughout the day. So I'm almost out. I'm just squeezing what I've got left on my hand. So I take about that, probably not quite as much as that, but I just went a little bit crazy. Oopsie. And I just take one of these kind of brushes. This is the Sigma Flat Kabuki, the F80. And I kind of just dip it in, place it on various parts of my face and my neck as well, because I do want to prime there, and then I just blend it in. This primer as well has kind of pearlescent pigments in it, so it does make your skin kind of, I don't want to say glittery, because I hardly ever notice the glitter unless it's in like, you know, holding a torch up to your face. But I think it just kind of gives you a nice glow. A little bit like strobe cream, but possibly a little bit more glittery than that. I absolutely love that fact. I've never had anyone say to me, oh, your face looks super glittery, so it's not overpowering. But yeah, I love it. Also, this can calm down redness as well. It might not look like it at the moment, but it really does help me with my redness. I do like to go ahead and put some primer in the areas that I get the worst pores, and I'm almost out of this, literally scraping the bottom. This is the Touch in Sol No Problem Primer. I got this after seeing Jeffree Star liked it, and of course I'm going to do that, aren't I? And yeah, I absolutely love it. I just place it kind of here and here because that is where I get my biggest pores. Just trying to scrape some out. So I just place a little bit there like that, and I go in with the same brush, just pushing it into those pores. Like so. Okay, so now that we're all primed and ready for makeup, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my concealer. And the reason I'm going in with concealer first is because the Bare Minerals is a powder foundation, and usually when you use a powder foundation you want to go in with your cream-based products first, and that is specifically just because creams and powders don't normally mix. technically with this foundation it does turn into a cream product once you blend it into your skin. I have tried it with concealer over the top and it does work as well, but personally I go in beforehand anyway to spot conceal, so for me I just go ahead and conceal as well while I'm there. So I am going to go in with the concealer first. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, as I said, and it is in the shade 15. I absolutely love this concealer for an everyday concealer. It's my perfect shade for covering my spots and also just giving me that bright under eye without it being overpowering. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of put it where I get the worst spots, which is normally where I shave, so around my beard area and on my cheeks. So once I've kind of placed the concealer where I want to, you know, cover those spots up, I just take a brush like this. This is the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, but it's perfect for blending out concealer. And I kind of just pat it into the skin and, yeah, cover those blemishes, really. If there's any guys out there who have tips for shaving my face without getting horrible little red spots, which aren't really acne spots, but they're like, so they don't pop like normal spots. I know it's disgusting, but they don't pop like normal spots. They're just kind of little red sore bumps. So if anybody knows a way to not get those, it would be greatly appreciated, because I always dread shaving my face for that exact reason. Now I am going to conceal beforehand, like I said, so I normally do my under eyes here. And I normally do a little bit down my nose like that. And I'm going to use the exact same brush to just blend this out. You can use a beauty blender if you prefer that. Sometimes I do, but to be honest, with a powder routine like so, with the foundation, I don't really like to go in with a wet product like the beauty blender, which I go in with wet when I use it, and that is just because I feel like the wet and the powder don't mix very well together. So I go in with a brush just to try and kind of bring the moisture out of it rather than add moisture in, and that seems to work for me. I know a lot of people do love to use beauty blenders, so if that's your thing, then feel free to go ahead, and definitely let me know how you get on down below, because I've only been using this foundation, like I said, for a couple of months. I'm absolutely in love with it, but if anyone's got any tips, then feel free to let me know down below. Always love to learn new things. Looks nice and blended to me. I'm actually not going to set that yet because I'm going to set the whole face afterwards. So I'm now going to go in with my Bare Minerals foundation. Now I'm in the shade Fairly Light 03. And this foundation in this shade matches me so well. I actually matched myself. If anybody has or hasn't heard of this website, you need to know. It's called Findation. It's literally FINDATION.com, I think. And you put in shades of the foundations you've got that match you really well, and then it tells you your shade in foundations that you want to purchase. So I wanted this foundation, I had no idea what shade I was, and I didn't really want to go into the shop, and I put in a few of my shades that I wasn't other foundations, and it matched me perfectly, probably better than I've ever been shade matched by a person in a shop. No shade to those people, they're fantastic, but it's just really hard to find your shade. So I'm putting a bit in the lid. That is what I do with this foundation. I don't put too much. I'll see if that focuses. So as you can see, there's not that much there, but it really does go a long way, and it's better to build it up in layers rather than just put tons of product in there and just be, you know, super covered in one place. So the brush I actually use for this came in a kit, and it is the Beautiful Finish brush, but it's the mini version. I actually don't mind the small version. I would like the bigger version at some point, but at the moment I'm kind of liking this. It gets in under my nose well and everything like that. Now, by the way, I know my eyes are creased. We're going to sort that out afterwards, so just ignore that. So what I do is I get the product in the lid, get the brush, swirl it around, keep swirling, keep swirling, keep swirling. and then I'm just going to swirl it all over my face until it is a coverage that I like. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, put some music on for you guys, and yeah, let's get buffing. Okay, so as you can see, it's done a really good job at covering all the parts of my face that I don't really like. The coverage is so buildable with this, I hardly needed any powder. What I'm going to do now, and this is a step that you can skip if you don't have blemishes like me, is put a little bit of the product in the lid, and then I'm going to take a different brush. This is the concealer buffer brush from Zoeva, which is the 142. I'm literally going to swirl it in just like I would the other brush, and I'm going to spot conceal. Now this works really, really well with this foundation. So as you can see, there's a little bit here that I don't want, so I'm just going to swirl around and cover it up. And I'm going to go ahead and do it the same to all my other blemishes that I want to cover, and then we will continue. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done that now, and as you can see, and it's so crazy that I find about this product, my skin is not matte, it's literally nice and glowy. That's how it looks in person anyway. I'm not sure how it's showing up on camera, but it gives such a nice glow to the skin, and it's a powder. I do not understand, but Bare Minerals, you absolutely nailed this. I love this product. So what I'm going to do now is take my clean deluxe crease brush from Real Techniques. I'm going to just blend out those lines that were created when I didn't set my concealer. Powder I love to use. This is one that I've discovered recently. This is the Illamasqua Loose Powder. Now this is in the shade, let's have a look, LP010, which is literally just their translucent shade. Well, it's completely white actually. Great for baking and great for setting the under eyes. So that is exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm going to take this brush, which is the Sigma Tapered Kabuki, the F86, which I love for setting the under eyes. Tap it in and set the under eyes. What I do now is, depending on the coverage I want, today I'm not going to do a super crazy coverage. If I did want more coverage, I would normally take a powder puff. This is the Illamasqua powder puff. I dip it in the powder and I pat into my face. It really sets that foundation and adds more coverage. I want it to be a little bit more glowy today, so I'm going to take this is the buffing brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to swirl it in to the powder, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to pat that around my face, and that's just really going to lightly set everything so that it doesn't get oily throughout the day, but it also doesn't make me look too powdery. So now that I am looking crazy, I need to bring some colour back into this face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the Benefit Pretty in the USA palette. Now I am obsessed with this palette. I got it about a month ago and I've used it every single day when I do my makeup. It's so good because it contains my favourite bronzer, which is the Hoola bronzer, and then my favourite blush, which is the Rocketeur blush, and my favourite highlight, which is the Dandelion Twinkle highlight. And there are 3 full sizes in this palette, so when I go travelling, this is all I need for my contour slash bronzer, blush and my highlight, and I absolutely love it. The brush that I use is the Spectrum A05. This is my go-to contour slash bronzing brush. I literally just tap in, swirl around, and then tap off the excess, and I'm going to start bronzing. I want to go in with my blush. I'm going to be taking Rocketeur, of course, and the brush I'm using is this Illamasqua IL230. This brush is so nice. I kind of just swirl it around like that, tap off the excess, and then place on the blush. Okay, so now that that's done, it's time for one of my favourite parts of the makeup routine, and that is highlighting. Now you guessed it, I'm going back into Pretty in the USA, and I'm going in with Dandelion Twinkle. Now this brush I'm using is the Morphe M510, and it is stunning. It's a perfect highlighting brush, and I just tap, dip in that product, tap off the excess, and then apply as so. What I normally do is do both sides like this. Just gives a nice glow without it being too much. And then I dip back in and I just concentrate on the area that you're going to see from the front, and that is where it just hits your cheekbone here. And this just gives you a nice glow from the front as well as from the side. And I love doing this. So as you can see, it just gives a nice glow. And it really hits that spot, especially when you're outside. Now that I've brought some colour back into the face and I'm looking a little bit more alive, what I now do is I go in and do my brows. Now I don't do anything drastic here because I think I have quite a good base for my brows, and I don't like to have a sharp brow in the daytime on a day-to-day basis. So what I usually do for my brows on a day-to-day basis is I take this brow styling gel from Blink Brow Bar. Now this is literally just going to take that kind of powder away and make them nice and dark again. So it is a probably dark chocolate brown. The shade is Indian chocolate, and I literally run it through the brows carefully. It's quite pigmented, so if you get it on the skin, you will know. I'm going to go ahead and set the face first. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter, my absolute favourite setting spray. Just going to do a few sprays of this. My day-to-day mascara is the Clinique High Impact Mascara. I absolutely love this. It's a nice natural mascara. It separates the lashes as it coats them, unlike a lot of clumpy mascaras. And yeah, so I literally just do a couple of light coats of this. Somehow I've managed to get through a whole video without talking about Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Almost. This is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Nudes Bundle Volume 2. It is so gorgeous. I had the first Nudes bundle and I've recently acquired Bundle Volume 2. The shade that I go into on a daily basis is Christmas Cookie. It's just such a perfect nude. It really suits my skin tone, I feel. And yeah, it's just a nice shade to wear on a daily basis. So I am going to go ahead and apply that shade, and then I will be right back with the finished look. Okay, so now that Christmas Cookie is all applied, as you can see, it's such a gorgeous everyday shade, and this is the completed look. I don't go in with fake lashes because it is my everyday look, and I just am not one of those guys that wears lashes on a day-to-day basis. So this is the nice glowy makeup that I like to do. Even though this video has probably been quite a long time, this doesn't take me long to do in the mornings, probably about 10 to 15 minutes, so it's perfect if you're looking for something quick to do before work or something like that. And it is something that I really love to do, especially the Bare Minerals Original Foundation. As you can see, it gives a great coverage, but it doesn't break me out, which is literally everything I want in a foundation. And it doesn't get cakey, so I absolutely love this. So I hope you guys really enjoyed watching me do my everyday makeup tutorial. Definitely let me know down in the comments what you thought of this and what products you use on a day-to-day basis, because I'd be really interested to know. If you did enjoy this video, guys, please give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below if you haven't already, and join this rainbow family that we have going on here. Don't forget to hit that notifications bell so you know every time I post a video and you don't miss a thing. I'll place all of my other social medias down here, so please go and give me a follow on all of those, and I'll place my blog down there as well. Take care everyone, and I'll see you on the next one.